Good morning and welcome to Google Digital Garage. Thank you so much for joining us this morning as we talk about using social media content to reach your goals. My name is Anthea and I'm one of the Google Digital Garage trainers for the free Google Skills Training Program. I'm not alone today. We have a short session, so I'm going to also introduce our moderator for today, who is Na. Na will be in the chat, and you can identify Na with a blue spanner next to her name. She'll be engaging with you during this webinar, so if you have any comments or any questions, please do feel free to drop them into the chat and we'll get them answered as soon as possible. There may not be an opportunity for me to take questions, which is why it's so important that you use the chat today. If you can't see the chat function, be aware that you must have a YouTube account. If you don't currently have an account, there should be a button within the chat feature which will allow you to set one up in just a few moments, and then you can jump straight back into the webinar. If at any time you have any issues being able to see me or hear me, just refresh your screen and that should fix pretty much most problems. So as we've got a very packed session today, I'm going to dive straight in. And just again, to thank you all for joining today. We've got Himani, who's dialing in from India, and we've also got Jessica from Malta. So welcome to you all. Let us know what's one thing that you want to gain out of today's session, and hopefully we will be able to cover that. So let's dive in and look at what we're going to be covering in today's webinar. So using social media to reach your goals. So the first thing we'll do is actually looking at how do we go about defining our business goals so that we can ensure that the social media content that we create is aligned to that. And then we'll start to look at how we can use content to, raise brand awareness and also increase our followers, and also look at the conversions that you can make. So defining your business goals, this is the first thing that we're going to look at, because there is a framework that you can use which helps you to identify what is the reason I want to be using social media. Jumping on social media isn't something that you should just do blindly. You really need to consider, how is it going to help your business and what are the intentions that you're using it for. So let's look at your business goals. How do you actually go about defining them? Now, most business goals, again, should match your social media objectives. You shouldn't want to have a business goal that is to bring in, more sales, but then you focus on posting content that doesn't convert. So if you have a business goal such as, how do I book more consultations? Or, then your social media strategy is to have an increase in the number of people who click your sign up button. So you see how those two things go together. It could also be that you've got a business goal that looks at how you can get more people to understand or know about your brand and your offering. And the best way to do that using social media is to increase the number of followers. The more eyes you have on your business, the more likely they will be able to convert into customers. So if you've also got a business goal of being considered as one of the top brands in the industry, then your social media objectives are to start focusing on the reviews. How can you get more 5-star reviews that helps you set yourself apart from the rest? So it really is important for you to think about how you can use social media to meet your business objectives, not the other way around. And considering there are 57.6 million active social media users just in the UK alone, that is a huge pool of potential clients that are available to you. So let's break down the framework. This packed framework can help you to define your business goals, and it stands for purposeful, actionable, continuous, and trackable. So let's dive in. Now, with regards to purposeful, your goal needs to be relevant to your long-term purpose. When you're setting business goals, don't just think about what you want to achieve in the next week, few months, or whatever. Think long-term. Where do you want to be in a year? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Where do you want to be in 10 years? And then what's the next thing that you can do in your business to help you towards that long-term goal? So it could be something that ties into your mission, maybe your vision or your values for your business. But by identifying this purpose, it then allows you to break it down into smaller steps or goals that help you achieve it. So for example, it could be a case of wanting to share 5 blogs per month on proper hair care. And this might tie into your business purpose of becoming the go-to hairdresser in your region. So think about what your long-term goal is, make sure that it's purposeful and it's relevant. Now, the next thing is that it's actionable. A good goal is something that you can actually achieve. There's no point setting yourself something so big that you start to become weary along the way. You start to get frustrated because you're not getting the results that you want. So think about maybe setting a goal to post 10 unique posts across all of your social medias every day. How achievable is that going to be, especially if you're on more than 2 platforms? But maybe set something a bit more realistic and within your current scope of resources. If you've only got 2 hours to spare a week, how many posts can you make? So it could be, if you want to just be more active, you can post a post, share a story, or reply to reviews on at least 2 social media platforms every day between Monday and Friday. Now, that's brought such a massive goal into a very smaller, more achievable and actionable set of objectives. Continuous. Now, a goal that you set needs to be sustainable. It needs to be something that you can work towards over a period of time. If you break your goal down into smaller bite-sized pieces, it also helps you to stay accountable over a period of time. And more importantly, allows you to measure your success as you go along. Because what you don't want to do is just keep doing something over and over and over again, and then wait for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and realize that it was not the direction you needed to go. So we'll look at how you can track your success. But it's really important for you to do something that is sustainable, that you can maintain over a long period of time and also be accountable for. So for example, setting a goal to increase your followers by 20% every quarter, so every 3 months, is a lot more achievable and manageable than trying to increase 80% in a year. Now, although that's actually the same number, by breaking the 80% down into smaller chunks, it helps you to be more intentional about the actions that you take and allows you points at which you can very quickly and easily measure how effective the current process or plan that you're using is working. If it's ineffective, you've got the next quarter to make changes. If you're focused on a year goal and you wait until the year to measure it, you may realize that something that you've been doing hasn't been working and you've now wasted a lot of time. So that brings us to our last point. It needs to be trackable. Your goal should be measurable and steps towards it should be tracked. So this is about you figuring out at what points in this process of me pursuing these goals allows me to see if I am on the right track, allows me to see if I'm successful, and allows me to make sure that I'm doing the right thing. So you need to make sure that you can measure the success of your goals. But more than that, you need to understand why they are working or why they are not working. And you can also simplify this further into pretty much a yes or no model. So instead of trying to figure out this really complex and beautiful looking dashboard that has all of the bells and whistles and tells you all of the metrics, just simplify it. Ask yourself, did you do the thing? The thing that I said that I was going to do to get the result that I wanted, did I do it? And that's a yes or a no. And it could be something as simple as, did I add a call to action button? Did I post 5 times this week? Did I get 6 conversions this month? Right. So if you simplify it even further, that's the beginning stage, which generally tends to help reduce a lot of overwhelm that you tend to get from setting goals and using social media. So while measuring the success of these behaviors is important, when you're starting out, really just keep it simple and just make sure that you're doing the things that you said that you will do. Okay, so now we're going to look at some tips on how you can use the content to build brand awareness and also make a sale. So keep in mind that there are many more goals that you might want to explore and use content for, but today we're just going to focus on 2 of the most common ones. So let's get a better idea about how to set your first goal. So as I mentioned, we're going to look at 2. The first is brand awareness and the second is generating interest. So in order to increase your brand awareness, you're going to want people to find your content on social media regularly. And you're also going to want to share your content. So the question is, what types of content can you use? Now, usually for social media, the majority of this is visual. So you want to think about what kind of helpful tips can you use? Think about some of the challenges people have. Maybe they're using software, maybe they're trying to lose weight, maybe they are trying to get a new job. What tips do you have for them that can help them take one step closer to where it is, excuse me, that they're trying to go? Anyone who's able to offer a helpful tip is someone that they would want to go back to because they believe that they can offer more tips that help. Think about relevant news. What's happening in your industry? Something that you can talk about and bring to your followers that they may not have seen elsewhere. Think about ungated content where you're able to provide your spin on things. This could be a blog post, it could be infographics, which take really complex subjects and simplify it into something that flows and makes people understand on a very simplistic level. But whatever you do, make your content shareable and relatable. Make it fun and engaging. Think about times where you share things and why you're sharing them, and try to put that into your content as well. So, things to consider when you're creating content for brand awareness. What does your audience care about? What problems do you generally find that they have? What things are they interested in? Right? What adds value to their life? What helps them feel like they're doing good things, that they feel more fulfilled? And what would be the thing that they're more likely to share with their friends? Again, when I think about this, I think about what kind of things I get on WhatsApp. And I am not even on TikTok, but the amount of TikTok videos I get through my WhatsApp is unbelievable. And a lot of that is shareable content. So you have to also remember that social media enables you to access audiences that you are not even targeting, who are not on that platform. Because if your content is shareable, they will share it offline in spaces for you, which helps to do your marketing. So really think about those three questions. What does your audience care about? What adds value to their life, and what would they share with their friends? Now, the next thing is to think about how you can increase your conversions. Now, a conversion isn't always just about making money. It's about maybe generating leads that people to convert and sign up to something. So let's focus on how you can use that content to increase your conversion. So this could be a sale, a sign up, or maybe a booking. For example, as a coach outside of here, people might book me for a coaching call. They might book me for a mentoring session. They may even book me to deliver workshops somewhere else. So these are all conversions. So again, it's really good to think about what does a conversion look like for you in your business. So think about, in order to help people buy a book, buy your book, you have to have a clear call to action. What special offers do you have? Maybe 20% off of something. Is there a demo that people can do? Maybe I can get a demonstration of this new software before I actually purchase it. Do you want someone to sign up to a newsletter or sign up for a free gift or a mailing list? Think about your calls to action. Maybe call me for more information, learn more, and visit the website. Maybe you want them to leave a review. So think about how they can do that on Google reviews. And if you haven't set up a Google business profile, please do that immediately. It's free and will allow you to collect reviews. And of course, you have trial periods where maybe they get the first 7 days for free and then they pay if they want to continue. So make sure that you are improving your conversions by thinking about what additional information your customers could use to convert, how you can improve your product or service by what you're learning from whether people do or don't buy, and how you can improve the transaction experience to allow people to actually finalize and make that sale. So now it's over to you. So as we wrap up today's session, just think about what content that you can create to achieve your pact. So make sure you leave today, and remember that this link is available for the next 24 hours. So come back and watch it again to help you break down your PACT, create your business goal, and then think about the content that you can use to help you meet that. So just want to thank you all for attending this session. And remember, we have plenty more sessions available. 2 ones, social media strategy and writing for social media we have. And Niall will drop a link into the chat to help you to go and book onto those free webinars to get more information about how to use social media. So thank you so much for your time today. I hope you found this session useful. We'd love to hear your feedback, and good luck with everything that you are using your social media for. Take care and goodbye.